him. And I believe, it's a little difficult to see, but the Jaguar is currently taxiing out in front of hangar 12. And lost him again now. Extremely annoying. He can only be in one place, and I've lost him. Bear with me. Yeah, well, he wasn't where he was. Yes, I can see him taxiing. He's a Jaguar there, and he's just moving behind various bits and pieces. And the idea, as I said before, is that he will be taxied down. Yes, he's turning onto the runway. It's a little hard to tell from here, but I think he's actually turned onto the runway. He's taxiing along there now. What a rarity this is. The Jaguar was retired very briskly from service, and we weren't anticipating to seeing them operate again. And here he is in this one particular context, his day job here at Cosford. So that's the Jaguar rolling down the runway, and he's just passing the planes to BEECH. That is him doing his day job. I said too, I had the good fortune to meet Corporal Steve Bloomfield, the man taxiing that aircraft. I said, is it literally it? Are you literally doing this during next week? He said, if the course is coming through, they'll be absolutely full of beans. They can't wait to actually marshal the real aircraft. This is the last part of their training now. Coming anticipation going up as far as the VIP test, the live white assembly on the runway. He's done a turn there. He's only reproducing a short sortie. And the man will be craning over the raft. In due course, Stephen became, I think, well, forget it, there after Stephen became Commander of British Forces Dural based in Riyadh. Returned to England, Stephen was given command of the RAF Jaguar Force. So he's looking at this thing, the sun on them. He was appointed Station Commander at RAF Colchester in Norfolk. 5 years later he became Director of Air Operations in the Ministry of Defence, and then he was off in a dizzying rise through the staff up to becoming, in 2009, the Air Chief Marshal. 3 months later, he's the Air Staff. So like us, he's watching the Jaguar trip away there. The particular stat I like about the Jaguar is the way that its wings are roughly the size of the Tornado tailplane. But it's a slim, trim, neat little plane, this. Got a low gust risk, a takeoff from grass or roads. I was talking to somebody who'd done service yesterday in Germany. He was saying they used to take these out on the autobahn. Sight I'd like to see. Revving up a little bit to go back to the hangar now. So Jaguar on its taxi, I'm doing its day job.
Some people might, you know.
I don't know if he's going to turn in. It's a little difficult to tell from here. I think he may have done his bit actually. He may have had to curtail it, of course, because there's a lot more arrivals today. But a little difficult to tell. Yes, I think I can see him turning. He's neatly gone behind the Belgian waffle van now.
Obviously, whether in the UK, this is always at their shows.
Yeah, I believe that Corporal Steve Bloomfield is turning towards the hangar 12. So I think that's his taxi run demonstration for us today. Thanks very much to him. And I do hope that the Chief of the Air Staff, Steve Dawn, got a good view of his, I'm sure, an aircraft of which he's extremely fond. A couple of things to say. If you're in the arena area, the time is currently 10:38, this makes no difference, and the RAF Cosford Field Gun Crew demonstration will be taking place there. They'll be well into it by now, I'd have thought. At 11 o'clock the RAF Martial Arts Display Team will be doing their thing. 11:45 the band, the the RAF register. Auxiliary hover trip allows the beach operator looking out of the door to control the aircraft with his little control stick. There's the casualty coming up into the aircraft. He's horizontal, I think, suggests that he may have a back problem, but they can bring them up in the most suitable way to do the least damage to them. There they are, safely in the aircraft. I was saying about this little control stick that the winch operator has. Unfortunately, they can't demonstrate that to us today because they're only supposed to use it over the sea. And then reformed as a short-range search and rescue squadron in 1955, and that's what they've been doing ever since. Quite an interesting squadron crest. It's the mathematical symbol pi superimposed on the Maltese cross. During one period in squadron history, the aircraft would take off from an airfield in Malta and overfly the 7th Group headquarters, hence 22 over 7. Appeared on the memorial flight in 1973. Of course, the Lancaster didn't fly until 1941, so it wasn't around at the time of the Battle of Britain. But we're very happy to have her in the flight these days. She's one of only 2 Lancasters left flying in the world, the other one's in Canada. And I'm going to let you enjoy the combined sound of the 4 Rolls-Royce Merlins and the 1 Rolls-Royce Griffon engine as they fly by in train. Spitfire pulling away, but somebody has to do it. Took them a while to gear up for production. They opened the new Spitfire factory at Castle Bromwich, not very far from here. The first German aircraft to fall to a Spitfire was a Junkers Ju-88 shot down by a 603 Squadron Spitfire off the Scottish coast. And of course and as it pulls away, place is taken by the Lancaster.
Flight Lieutenant Ernie Taylor, 10 tons, for the single huge Grand Slam bomb. It's the only aircraft ever to carry such a big bomb. And incidentally, the American equivalent of this, the B-17, their maximum was under 13,000 pounds, so this had significantly bigger bomb load capability than the B-17. You can see the bomb doors closing. Ernie Taylor brings the Lancaster back in front of us. Here comes the Spitfire to rejoin the mothership. And Duncan Mason flying the Spitfire there is a pretty happy guy, because having held on the BBMF for a while, as Her Majesty the Queen said on the 50th anniversary of the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, she said, "There are few sights or sounds able to evoke more powerful thoughts and emotions than the BBMF flying overhead. To some it commemorates loved ones and relatives who fought and died in the air during the Second World War. To others it's an example of this nation's resilience and its indomitable spirit in the face of adversity. For yet others, it represents a tangible link between the modern Royal Air Force and its illustrious forefathers. I would commend you all," so that's an order from the Queen, "that when you next hear or see these aircraft, remember not only those who died serving the country in the air, but spare a thought for those who continue to serve, wherever they are required around the world." Just out of interest, the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight costs between £2.5 and £3 million a year to run. So actually you could have 3 of those for the price of one Jonathan Ross. So Neil McCarthy and the JP3 starting his takeoff run from the left. Following close behind him, Squadron Leader Dan Harlett, crazy to his mates, but feeling persuaded to stay wide in the JP5. There they are, high and to the left. A tight echelon formation of 2 FOLLAND GNAT T1s. Squadron Leader Chris Heames in the lead. Kev Jester Wyman, the number 2. Smoke comes on. The Red Nats team is with us. Now once again you'll see with these elegant little swept-wing aeroplanes that they don't have anything like the agility that the modern fly-by-wire jets do. They do big circles and big maneuvers. So they're coming round in a 360-degree turn. Well, actually it'll be a 405-degree turn because they're going to disappear out on the half-right line. 1950s, FOLLAND company tried to break the increasing spiral of sophistication with jet aircraft and the expense in the design of jet fighters. FOLLAND's great designer, Teddy. So the original GNAT was a single seat. And they sold in small numbers to Finland, India and Yugoslavia. There they are in their tight line astern formation. There's your canopy up photo opportunity. Isn't that pretty? Naval Air Squadron at Culdrose. And here is the last pass, wing waggling from Coty, Lieutenant Commander Chris Jetcher. A lovely show. Thank you very much indeed, the Royal Navy. Well, we're straight into the next display. A pretty sporty takeoff for a 9-seat airliner. Short field takeoff there. Accelerating and breaking away to come back in towards us from the far side of the airfield. So you can see in that planform shape as he puts a fair degree of bank on there. It's a little twin-engined aircraft, 2 Pratt & Whitney turboprops, 850 shaft horsepower each. About 6,500 of these aeroplanes have been built. No, okay, the Hurricane ain't going to take off now. The Kitty Hawk is taking off. This is a magnificent aeroplane belonging to Peter Tyson. There goes the Hurricane, and that's the Merlin sound. We shall see the Merlin in 2009, and it's still in the colours, this aircraft, that it appeared in the film. So you'll be able to see it as you go and see it. This particular aeroplane, I don't think Peter told you, built in 1943, went to the Royal Canadian Air Force, flew with several of their squadrons, demobbed in 1950. Oregon State University took it on as an instructional aircraft. A very historic aircraft, the only battle-scarred Hurricane Mark 1 in existence. So the Hawker Hurricane, designed by the great Sidney Cam as a monoplane version of another Fury, biplane Fury. The original plan had fixed undercarriage and a Goshawk engine, but Cam destroyed during the Battle of Britain and destroyed some 5 German bombers in the process. So that's what this aeroplane did during the war. The only surviving Hurricane that actually flew and fought in the battle on 605 County of Warwick Squadron at Croydon, out of 11 group. 605 was actually an auxiliary squadron. In 2 months it flew 49 sorties with 11
of the helicopter world. It's an aircraft loved by its allies, hated and feared by its enemies, and that is the Apache attack helicopter. If you look to your front centre now and imagine that love or hate as the Apache will zoom in with its weapons ready to bear and establish itself in a high hover. Take a moment to look at some of those weapons. One of the other main munitions that is famous within the helicopter world and the Apache is the air-to-ground guided missiles known as the Hellfires. And these can be both a laser-guided and a radar-guided variant. As I said before, ladies and gentlemen, imagine the sight of that aircraft coming into you, towards you, with those weapons ready to bear. See now the Apache is at 90 degrees down, left-hand turn. Now you're going to set up towards the right for a pedal turn. The Apache crew you can see today are an operational crew, and both them and the aircraft deployed many times to Afghanistan. This aircraft also saw operational active duty in Libya. If you look to the left and the right, you will shortly see 2 Tornado GR4 aircraft, call sign Hawker 1 and 2, running in at high speed in support of the troops. They have made radio contact with the ground forces, call sign Winner. Recent active service in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Protest. Okay. Protest. Great.
John Corley flying the Vampire, Dan Griffith flying the Meteor. Sounds of 1 de Havilland Goblin 35 in the Vampire, 2 Rolls-Royce Derwent 5s in the Meteor. Mike Collett, the man responsible for all of that, keeps these wonderful aeroplanes going. Drake coming up, 2 aircraft split apart. Now we'll see very successful